Two men journey to the bars and restaurants of Scandinavia to find amazing beers, always with the same question.
Hey, what's on tap?
It's time to find out.
Hello and welcome back to What's on Tap podcast. I'm your host Martin.
And I am also here, Stefan.
And we have two special guests.
We do.
So everyone welcome Pontus and Marcus, longtime fans of the show, and they're approaching a solid number of attendance points, whatever you want to call it.
Yes, because we're
keeping score of
yes,
everyone.
we are.
Yes. So welcome.
Thank you very much.
And today we have two real bangers. You brought one, Stefan, and
Yes.
Marcus brought one.
Well, we're continuing our Arkansas beer coverage. I think this will be the fourth beer we've had on the show from my trip to the U.S. and buying beers in my home state of Arkansas. Kind of like spotlighting one of the more obscure parts of America and showing that they still have good beers available no matter where you go. And so this comes from a brewery called Gotahold Brewing, and they're based out of Eureka Springs, Arkansas. And Eureka Springs, Arkansas is a really, really, really small community. Basically, it's a bed and breakfast community. They've gone through great lengths to make it very traditional looking and kind of touristy. And I think there's some caverns around there, and it's a lot of hiking and canoeing and things like that. So it's a big kind of bed and breakfast outdoorsy area. But we tried Gotahold. We tried their sour beer. It was Saison, I believe.
I think it was a Saison or sour,
Yeah.
but it was outside of the show.
Yeah, it was outside the show at a beer tasting we had, and it was well received by everyone. Everyone really liked it. And so when I saw this barrel-aged barley wine, I thought, well, we definitely need to try that on the show. So this is batch number 2. They have 4 batches out. I think 2 are barley wines, and I think 2 are stouts. Could be wrong. But they've all been very well received. It's called Crooked and Steep. Batch number 2, barrel-aged barley wine, comes in at 11%.
What's it aged on?
Bourbon barrels.
Bourbon barrels.
Yes,
Bourbon
and
barrels.
Stefan, you're almost correct. They have the 3 first ones are barley wines, and the final one is a stout.
I remember there was one of them was a stout, but I can't remember if there was more than one. But they've all gotten 4+ percentage. Number 3, I think, comes in at like a 4.33 overall review or something like
Somewhere
that.
around there.
Yeah,
Nice.
it's really well received. But batch number 2, also no slouch, and it smells.
It smells a little bit like apples.
Yeah, it's kind of bourbony. You got the
A lot of bourbon.
bourbon
A lot
barrel
of bourbon.
notes on there, quite prominent. I think
Try
it
it?
smells really, really good, and the color is just straight up barley wine.
Yes,
Yeah,
it's
it's very-
classical English barley wine.
Yeah.
Not American ones that are
A little
usually
bit
darker.
amber.
Yeah.
Cheers.
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 It's a lot of vanilla, a lot of caramel.
A lot of caramel.
Yeah. For 11%, it's not boozy. I think it drinks pretty well. It's a bit of a sipper though. I don't think you want to slam this. I could see probably as you drink more, it's going to get a little more boozy on the palate.
Yeah, I think though this one, if you let it sit for a while, they usually open up a lot, and they don't get like that boozy. You get more different layers
Yeah.
of notes. Because I say from the start here, this is straight up my alley. I would
Mhm.
say.
Yeah.
It's like
In the aftertaste, I'm getting some kind of dry wood flavor.
Yeah, me too.
oh,
I mean,
it's
that's probably bourbon barrel.
yeah, it's probably I would think it's coming off of the oak barrels that they use for
Yeah.
the bourbon. But I like the carbonation. I think it doesn't come off as flat. It's got a nice kind of lightness to it. It's got, like I said, like really nice caramel and vanilla notes with a very solid bourbon kind of finish.
Yeah. Now that I've had a few sips, it's getting more of a bite.
Yeah,
More of an
it
alcohol
does.
bite, but it's not boozy, but this
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a bit more bitey in the end. Yeah,
Yeah, so
definitely.
this is a totally classical English bar one instead
Yeah.
of well, because the tastes I usually get from the American ones are more like the dark fruit traits and stuff.
Mhm.
This like straight up caramel vanilla with a lot of oak in it.
I would want more bourbon flavors from this one.
Doing harder barrel aging kind of bourbon flavors.
I think so.
It doesn't really taste like bourbon.
No.
Because the aftertaste on the palate, like what you have in the end, it's only bourbon more or less. Like
Mm-hmm.
I have to try more.
I might actually like a tad more sweetness to it, maybe.
It could be a little sweeter. It
Yeah.
does finish a little dry and a little slightly bitter kind of
Yeah.
in it. So yeah, I definitely see where you get that.
But it's a really solid beer, in my
Yeah.
opinion.
there's also like some herbal notes to it in the end.
Yeah.
Yeah, herbal floral
Yeah.
ish.
Yeah, I agree. I think so. Everything I've tried from Gotahold, I've really enjoyed, and I wish I could get more of their stuff.
It even says on the bottle, drink with care. Are we drinking with care?
I would say so, at
Always.
least so far.
Yeah, that's good.
Well, it's early still, so we'll see how it goes.
So far.
Right now we are. In another hour, though, it gets a totally different experience.
That has happened before.
Oh yeah.
And will happen again.
Yeah, we'll see how. We're just gonna get you to bike home safely.
Yeah. That's another story.
But you can't have this bottle with you because then
No.
that could just be
I probably won't get home in that.
no.
So what would you give this, Stefan?
Well, I went first last time, so I think Pontus, you can go
Yeah, I
first.
can say I agree with the rating on tap. To be honest, like it's straight up 4.3.
Yep.
Like that's not more as it's a bit maybe on the 4.25 side, but it's a stable 4.3 for me.
Yeah, I'm gonna go a little bit lower. I go on the downside of 4.25, so I'll give it a 4.2. I would have wanted just a bit more sweetness to it, and
All right.
it'd be really awesome.
So we're gonna both have you guys average to 4.25 because we only do
Yeah.
0.25 scales. This is not untapped. You can
4.25.
pay for your own goddamn system.
4.25
Yep.
is perfect.
Yeah.
Martin?
It's somewhere around there. I'll give it the 425 as well.
Well, we got 425 all around consensus.
Different
We have,
different parts of this beer make it go from 4.5 all the way down to 4, and it's changed from the first sip to the last sip I took.
Yeah,
Yeah,
totally
But
agree.
if it, as Pontus said, if it airs out for a while, there might be a change in.
Yeah.
I think so
What,
too.
what I really like about it is sometimes the problems I have with barley wine is they're too sweet,
Yeah.
a little too syrupy, kind of. I think this is really pleasant and drinkable, and so I think that's what's kind of elevating it for me.
So you'll give it?
Still gonna get 425, but I'm saying, I mean, I think.
You were building up to a way higher rating than
Well,
us.
I could see. I mean, I could see a lot of places where this beer could have really fallen apart. Like I think the carbonation is really great. I think the fact that it's not super sweet and sugary, that it tastes a lot of. You get the caramel, you get the vanilla, but you also get the bourbony flavors. The aftertaste is really light and pleasant, and you just kind of want to sip it and enjoy. And so all of that could have just gone completely in the wrong direction at the same time.
Yeah, so this one would actually be perfect to have on the side if you have like a big glass of a pint of lager or something. Then have this one sipping on the side.
Yeah.
It takes the lager. Wait, while because this one is it's a slow sipper, and it's. I think for me the aftertaste is what's the best part of the beer. Like the
Yeah, and that's a lot of times when you get like these really adjunct beers, and I don't get any of the adjuncts afterwards, other than kind of like with stouts. You just kind of like, well, I mean, it tastes like coffee, but then again, you could just roast the fucking malts hard enough, and it tastes like coffee. So,
But
all right.
let's let it air out a little
Yeah.
bit.
Okay, so we can. I would say let's move on to the next beer, which is Tree House Big Nugget, and oh god, the text on this is so small. It's white text on a red bottle, and it's super small. It says it is import style brewed with chocolate, almonds, roasted coconut, and a hint of freshly roasted coffee. It pours with a fluffy head and the glass and puts forth flavors and aromas of chocolate-covered almonds, coconut candy bar, vanilla chocolate mousse, and chocolate bourbon cocktail. Over 2 years in the making, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Comes in at 11.4% ABV, and it contains nuts.
I have a question right away.
Yes.
What is a chocolate bourbon cocktail?
a chocolate bourbon cocktail.
Yeah.
If I had to guess, I would say it's probably use a chocolate liqueur and use bourbon, and you probably add something else to it and then pour it over ice. But I have no idea.
Sounds reasonable.
So this is fun because Tree House is very rare in Europe.
Yeah.
And when it shows up in different weird places, it's usually their IPAs.
Yeah.
Because many people would say that that's what made them famous, right?
Yeah.
And still are, I would say.
And still are. But their imperial stouts, it's not that often that they show up in these parts of the world.
What I like about the description here is they've really covered all of their bases of any kind of configuration of flavors that you might come across.
Yeah.
I'm not saying you're going to get all of the chocolate covered almond, coconut candy bar, vanilla chocolate mousse, and chocolate bourbon cocktail, but you could possibly get one or more of those experiences.
This is actually amazing because when you first poured it, we poured both beers at the same time before we started talking about the barley wine. I did a sniff, and that aroma was not very pleasant. It was a boozy mess of strange things, and I was oh no! But now when I smell it, with the air it's gotten since we opened it, it's straight up candy.
Yeah.
The candy bar,
Coconut marzipan.
marzipan. Yeah. Ooh,
Yeah.
It
So much.
smells so good right now, and it didn't straight from the bottle.
Martin, do you want to dive into it?
Yes, I want to dive into it.
The only thing that I think the descriptor here is off is the fluffy head in the glass.
Yeah.
This beer is not.
No.
There's none of carbonation in this thing to give it any kind of.
No fluffiness at
Yeah,
all.
when you try to agitate it, even it works really hard to create a little bit of microbeading across the top, but
No.
yeah, you guys aren't getting it at
even
all.
that.
Yeah, I think I got all the carbonation on my glass.
Yeah.
All right, well, cheers, guys.
The carbonation was all in the top of the bottle.
Yeah.
Exactly. You can see the first two pours, there you have a combination, two bottom, nothing.
It is sweet and a little syrupy.
Lots of chocolate.
Lots of chocolate, yeah.
You definitely do get the chocolate. I am missing coconut.
Same here.
Yeah.
And almonds.
No, I get nuts.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but only the sweetness from it. Like, you don't get the actual flavor from
Okay,
it.
fair enough.
Yeah. I mean, it tastes like chocolate ganache, basically.
Yeah.
Exactly. I said, this one, bacon brownie, would be...
Yeah, even like the roasted coffee, I'm not really getting roasted coffee on this.
But I'm kind of happy that the coffee is so mellow, almost non-existent.
Yeah, but I'm sad I don't get any of the coconut.
Yes.
I mean,
Yeah.
the marzipan almondy sweetness.
There's some toffee in there as well.
Yeah. But again, that's probably coming off of the roasting of the malts.
Yeah.
Probably.
I think so.
I think this is a really fun beer. I don't mind the absence of coffee. It's sad, the absence of coconut,
Yeah.
but I can live without it.
I think it's a tasty beer. I don't know if I think it's a fun beer.
What?
Because I'm not getting all of those flavors from it. If I was getting all of those flavors, that would be fun. This is just a really nice chocolate stout.
Yeah, that's true. I say, I'm also missing some barrel in it. Because
Oh yeah, wait, this is barrel aged, right? Wasn't that on there as
It's a
well?
blend between fresh stouts and barrel aged stouts.
Yeah.
So there should be some barrel somewhere around
But
that.
there is, but it's really faint.
Yeah, I think
compared
the
to-
chocolate takes over too much of
Yeah.
the taste.
Barrel blended imperial stout. So it wasn't barrel aged, it was
No,
blended with.
old probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they have what they did with the program here. They started up the barrel program for 2 or 3 years ago. Then they made some base stouts, and then they brewed fresh stouts and blended up them with the old ones.
Okay. Yeah.
All right.
So yeah, that makes it. Yeah. I think after a while in your mouth, you get a really dark chocolate.
Yeah. Which is nice.
It's really nice, actually.
Very
It's
nice.
really dark, dry chocolate. I like that. But it, as I said, it says it's going to give you a lot, but it kind of doesn't.
It doesn't, and I think it's difficult because the beer is not bad. It's
No.
actually very tasty. It's very drinkable. I'll easily finish what I have in my glass, and
Yeah.
we'll definitely not pour it out. But at the same time, I'm disappointed.
Yeah.
I mean,
I
if you're
think the
gonna,
nose promised more than the taste.
yeah. I mean, if you're gonna give me all these descriptors about candy bars and chocolate covered almonds and coconut.
Yeah.
I mean, you gotta pull it off. You can't just.
I think you just entered the adjuncts into a word generator and then you just ended up with a whole.
Yeah, they went into the Omnipolo beer generator and.
This sounds good.
But yeah, if this one would have a coconut present in the flavor,
Yeah.
it would be a lot better. Because coconut might be the thing.
Yeah, I mean, if there was coconut in this, 4.5, easy 4.5.
Yes.
It would be.
But as it stands for me, it's a 4.
For me, it's a really strong 4.25. It's almost on the 4.5 mark.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say for me, I'm right in between, but I'm on the weaker side of the 4.25.
I'm with Pontus here. Exactly the same. Weak side 425 actually.
So I like it the most.
You do.
So the rest of the bottle should go into my body.
I have no problems with that. Like I said, if it delivered on more of the notes it says it's going to deliver, easily 4.5. But I just have a hard time giving beers a high rating these days that describe all of these amazing flavors you're going to get.
Yeah.
And then you taste it and you're like, well, this doesn't have any of that. And why should I reward a beer for? They're gonna lie to me. I mean,
Yeah. I mean, if it says coconuts, should taste more like
So Stefan,
coconut.
do you label this beer as fake news?
Fake news.
fake news.
Yeah.
Ugh, I hate that term so much.
Yeah.
Well, okay.
But still, 2 really good beers.
Yeah, two really, really good beers. Oh, so we venture
Yeah.
back into the.
It smells less now compared to the chocolate bomb.
I say it's a lot more herbal in the nose now
Yeah.
compared to before.
No, definitely.
Yeah. Super herb.
It has opened up a lot to taste.
Yeah.
Though. It's a totally different beer from when I tried first.
I really like this one still.
Yeah, so it's a lot more complex taste now. I get
Yeah.
a lot of herbal, like almost minty notes to it,
Yeah.
but they're not unpleasant. Like they come together in a really good taste way.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's we're balanced between the bourbon and the herbal notes. A little less of the caramel and vanilla now, but yeah, it's excellent. Marty, anything to add?
I don't have anything to add. It's really good.
Okay.
The barley wine.
All right. Well, then we'll wrap it up here. Thanks for joining again, guys.
Thank you.
You can find us online at what'sontappodcast.com, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Spotify, and wherever you can find fine quality podcasts. Until next time.
Keep drinking, you dum-dums.